combo, looking for a finish. Big snap.
Had a similar approach. Eyes down the line, trying to find the section. Big alley-oop. It is Friday, March 15th, and it is, what, day 5?
Day 5.
Day 5 of the event window here at the Surfest 2024, presented by Reflections Holiday Parks, the Burton Automotive Pro on standby. Also, the Newcastle Racecourse Pro, Women's Pro is on standby as well. We're just assessing conditions at the moment, on hold at this point in time, but we thought we'd come on and discuss some of the big stories unfolding here this week. Ronnie Blakey joined by Jess Starling. Morning, Jess.
Morning. I'm happy to be back. There's so much to talk about. Let's be real. Yesterday was an incredible day of action.
Yeah, amazing highlights, a lot of big moments, some great turns thrown down, and we kind of knew it was always going to be the case. Those top seeds, they hit the lineup, the heat score totals start to go up, the level comes up from those lower seeds chasing monster results to try and get themselves to the top end of the regional ranks. It was really a lot of fun. We lost a couple of big names, but for the most part, those form surfers at the top end are still alive in the mix.
Yeah, I feel like we were so, I don't know, we were so ready for that action, and I think the guys who were ready to see level up definitely leveled up. So there's a little bit of a leaderboard update. Kai's Kings moved up into the top 7, Oscar Berry down, but you know that entire top 10 is still in competition. So
yeah, it's huge. They're kind of pulling away, aren't they, from those lower seeds, making it really difficult and a little harder to reach those top 7 spots. As we look back, as you can see, some real talent has fallen out of the mix. But at the same time, it's going to take something pretty special to knock those top dogs out of those top 7 spots.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, the guys who are still in that top 10, they definitely have something special. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a last-minute shuffle, and the same thing in the Asian Series too.
The Asian Series is a little different though, because there is some space at the top end for some people to be taken over and bumped out of the qualification picture. Kian Martin, he fell out of the mix in his first heat. I mean, he really, I had a surf with him the other day. He was stinging to hang on to that number 1 spot, because obviously you go into the Challenger Series with a better seed that way.
I feel like, yeah, Kian, he was looking so good, and sometimes maybe when you think you've reached it, yeah, I'm there, you might take too much pressure off yourself and you might let the ball go. And yeah, I feel like Kian, I mean, I personally think he's done the work, and I think he'll make it, but whether or not he ends up on top by the end of the event, there's only 700 points between him and second, and in a 5,000 like this, it's
one heat difference.
Yeah, it's one heat, so maybe not going to end up on top at the end. It just depends on what Rinta and Joe can do, because they're in second and third. That's
right, yeah. Well, he's had a magic run, and he lost out in a really close heat, but he'll be watching on nervously as we go now to the Australia Oceania region qualifying series ranks. Paige Harrop out in front, Philip Anderson. I saw those two actually hanging out together this morning.
Yeah.
But they've all kept alive in the draw so far.
Yeah, they're actually staying together, those two, and they've got a really cool back and forth battle. We saw Rosie and Ellie both in the same heat yesterday. They were both looking on point. So Ellie is actually already qualified for the Challenger Series. So Ellie's name can kind of be taken out, because that spot is up for grabs where Ellie's name is. So Mia Huppert technically right now is in qualification.
Ooh, that's huge for Mia.
I thought a massive loss in the draw yesterday was Cole Durant. She has been looking like one of the more comfortable and informed surfers. She got an 8.67 for one turn the other day, and unfortunately couldn't get through. She got taken out by 3 Japanese surfers in a heat. So looking at the female Japanese rankings, I mean, Sarah Wakita, she's been on point. Look at that, 14,000 points. I don't think we've seen a total that high in any of the rankings.
Yeah, and a massive jump from Amura Suzuki already. She went into this event in 6th position. She's up 3 spots on the live leaderboard here, and yeah, Sarah Wakita, she's just had a magic run. Won the last QS 5000 and also featured in the final of a 3000 as well.
She won the India 5000.
The India
as well.
5000, yeah.
So she's she's just been on a roll, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. And I feel like if she hasn't won an event, she's either semis, quartered, or got second. She's Mrs. Consistent in the Asian women's division. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her potentially go that far again.
Yeah, for sure. She's a talent. She looked sharp out there yesterday. Some big performances we witnessed, and some obviously some shuffling of names, especially on the women's Asian ranks. We're going to take a quick break. More to come from the morning show right after this.
Holidays. Ironman. Outdoors. Ironman. Whoa. Uber. Suspension. Lights. Roof race. Camping equipment. Recovery gear. Under Ironman, mate. And 100 Ironman. I can't do two things at once.
Welcome to Sydney. A place to feel alive. To feel free. Come feel it all and feel new.
Adam thought he'd never get Sarah camping. How wrong you were, Adam.
Wait!
The racecourse is not just a place to watch the horses thunder. It brings generations together to share memories and experiences that are close to our hearts and runs in our veins. Newcastle Racecourse, home is where the track is.
Day 5 of the event window here at Surfest 2024, presented by Reflections Holiday Parks. And we've got a very different morning here. We've been so lucky with the weather, Jess. It's been beautiful, glassy conditions. Swell-wise, though, we've had the swell sort of coming out of that northeast direction, which isn't fantastic here for Merriweather. We've managed to pick the eyes out of it a little bit, but it does enjoy a bit more of a southerly flow here in the swell direction. So even though it's looking like a bit of a mess out there at the moment, there's kind of potential there for better waves.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's funny when we looked at the forecast at the start of the week and we saw those east northeast swells. It was we weren't sure what we were going to get, but we've had plenty of waves the last few days, and then yesterday was plenty more east in the swell and we saw pretty much perfect conditions. But today there's south in the swell, and honestly these are the days that I actually think Merriweather is sometimes the most fun, because it's junky, but when you time the sections, there's so much power behind it, and I feel like it suits a lot of people on the QS surfing today.
Let's take a little trip in the time machine back to yesterday morning and have a look at what we were greeted with. It was just dreamy, super glassy. We kicked off the day with some big heats and some solid performances.
Oh, solid performances, and we actually started the day with this guy here, Billy Stammen. His backhand is just incredible, and then it kind of just kept getting better and better throughout the day. Dakota Walters was in this heat too, and he managed to get the score in the last 2 to 3 minutes. We had a few question marks around it, but yeah, Dakota, just showing his class. But this was the guy who was taking it to him, Eden Hassan. But yeah, this is exactly what you want to pull up to your heat in the morning too. Perfect, dreamy, glassy left-hand rip bowls. These guys were just loving it.
They sure were, yeah. We're expecting big things from Dakota. He's definitely going to improve on this performance, you'd think. But at this point in the competition, you're just happy to survive. Billy Stammen, though, stole the show with that strong backhand approach, and this is the wave that got Dakota into that second position. Just drifting that tail nice and smooth, worked that one over pretty nicely.
Yeah, that was the wave that got him into second, and I loved the release on both of the start and finishing turns. So that's what I'm expecting for Dakota.
Pretty interesting in some of these heats, you know, even though you've got your winner, sometimes the story is the surfer that gets to that second place. That was certainly the case when Manning Gregory hit the lineup alongside Morgan Siblick, Marlon Harrison and Brent Dorrington. The local Grom did so well to get himself a position in the next round.
Absolutely, you know, he was struggling to get in that second position. This guy here, Morgan, he walked away with the win at the start of the heat.
He did exactly what we'd expect him to.
Absolutely, and he didn't just look like a local surfer out there. He looked like a world-class surfer, and that's what he is. And it was really refreshing to see Morgan in a jersey at home. I just thought it was fun, and it was surfing like this. He brought everything to the table yesterday.
He sure did. Yeah, he looks every bit a CT surfer for me when I watch him compete. He just looks 10 foot tall when he's competing, even though he's half that. But yeah, he just looked super strong. And you know, props to Manning Gregory. We were talking about it. When you're a Grom and you're out there and you're taking on surfers that have been to the top end, you know, you got to really put your surfing on edge. You got to risk everything, really, and he did that, especially on this ride. I mean, this is the one that got him back into second place and through to the next round.
Yeah, and this was in really pinnacle stage of the heat. It was the dying stages where a lot of surfers feel that pressure and kind of crumble, but we didn't even see this wave, I don't think, Ronnie Morgan getting barreled. But yeah, Manning, super impressive. He got a bit of time off work. He's actually working the Surfest.
He's part of the crew.
He's part of the crew, so got a bit of time off and got his other job done.
Yeah, he did, and he's going to have a tough challenge as we move through. But he's already proven he can overtake the big names. I mean, getting a win over Marlon Harrison, who's on screen at the moment, and Brent Dorrington. You know, that's a real feather in the cap for a Grom. They're two very accomplished surfers. So a big congrats to him. He's going to have a tough draw though, isn't he? Moving forward, he'll be taking on Jarvis Earl, Xavier Bryce, and Oscar Berry in the round of 32. Another big moment yesterday. We sort of marked it as a super stacked heat. It was the Vaughan brothers out there. Jay Okalupo also in that heat. It was heavily stacked.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those heats you definitely didn't want to be a part of, and I think Joel and Huey went out there with a heat against each other, and it was just a matter of, yeah, you're not beating me, and I don't want you to take the win. I think Joel was trying to stamp his authority as the big brother out there, but Huey definitely took it to him. I mean, he put together a lot of really great rides, and he really set the tone for this heat when he locked in a super excellent score.
These guys just continue to just impress me with their ability to throw out, you know, world-class moves. I mean, reaching their full potential with a jersey on. You know, that's always the goal for these competitors, to be able to do your best surfing in that jersey, not get sort of restricted by it and feel like you can't express yourself. And they're both super dynamic. Both have the ability to take flight, and we saw that yesterday. And even though Joel did get the jump on his little brother, little bro actually got the highest number of the heat, so they both took something from this clash.
Yeah, I was actually watching this heat on the beach with Vaughnie, their dad, and Huey got that air and he said, now you wait and see what Joel will do, because Joel isn't one who wants to lose to his little brother, and this was the wave that got him back into that second place. Ronnie, I thought he had fallen. I thought that wave was over, and he managed to get back there, so really impressive stuff. But then we saw the ladies in the lineup.
We did. We got back to the Newcastle Racecourse Pro, Women's Pro, and you know, the wind did kick up a little bit. It made it a little bit more challenging for the women, but we still saw some great surfing. We saw Amuro Suzuki here putting together an important performance for her. As we've seen, she's already jumped up into a qualifying position. She obviously has to keep that roll going because there's still people in the draw behind her as well. But yeah, as you said, Coral was a bit of an upset loss for me. She had a long shot to get to the top end of the ranks, coming in 8th position. I think she still owns the best turn of the women's event so far,
Yeah, she definitely
even
does.
though she's fallen out of the mix.
you know, she almost landed a pretty similar turn as we saw in the replays before. But yeah, this heat, it was always going to be a hard one. And when you have a Japanese surfer in your heat, let alone 3, I mean, they're some of the best competitors that we actually get to compete against. And Coral put up a great fight, but unfortunately this lady here, she was just on fire, the Olympian. So she was on the CT for a little bit, and yeah, you can definitely see that experience and in her aggression in her competitive surfing.
For sure, yeah. I thought she looked, you know, by far the strongest yesterday. Just really solid and powerful. When the she sort of took her time off the bottom when the opportunities presented themselves. She just didn't waste them. Really capitalised. And yeah, it was a comfortable victory. And if she keeps surfing like that, I could see her going on to claim the title here.
Yeah, this is a non-Matsuoka. She's currently sitting in second, and it's been a bit of a back and forth battle between her and Sarah, so she definitely wanted to make that heat.
Most definitely. Well, as you can see, the performances have been strong so far. Conditions tricky. We are on hold at the moment. You're watching the morning show, and we got more coming your way.
The racecourse is not just a place to watch the horses thunder. It brings generations together to share memories and experiences that are close to our hearts and runs in our veins. Newcastle Racecourse. Home is where the track is.
Welcome to Sydney. Upbeat. Downbeat. Feel its heartbeat. Open spaces. Open arms. A place to feel alive. To feel free. Come feel it all. And feel new.
Adam has taken a few losses at work this week. A loss out here, a little easier to take.
Wait!
Holidays, Ironman, outdoors, Ironman, whoa, Uber, suspension, lights, roof rack, camping equipment, recovery gear, under Ironman Maitland, and under Ironman. I can't do 2 things at once, I know.
That's me. We got out. I love you, Dad.
300 kilometers to your destination. No beds for Michaels. Get to the Royal.
We've been loving our time here in Newcastle. We always do, Surfest. It's a big event on the sporting calendar here in the city of Newcastle. This year's been no different. We've had great crowds down here, but this morning, I think they're a little turned off by the weather, and the waves haven't made it easy for us to get competition underway today, but we are monitoring things. There's still some potential out there, scoring opportunities for just watching the warm-up. I've seen some good turns laid down too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like we've seen competition held in conditions like this before in the years previous. So
too many times.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did run competition today, but we still have 2 days left, and conditions are looking a little better potentially. This was the day that always had the big question mark around it, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of these guys train in these conditions, so they're probably ready if they have to be. So
every day. Let's have a look at the forecast though and see what is coming our way for the last 3 days of the event window here. And yeah, I mean, it's the big blessing is really the amount of swell that we've had in this window, and you know, sometimes you can get starved. We were kind of choked out with smaller conditions last year, so I think we're going to get great highlights as we move through tomorrow. You can see still, you know, 2 to 3 foot. Obviously, we're working with tricky wind conditions, but we'll take it. We'll take the swell.
Oh, we'll take it. I'd rather have swell with a little bit of wind than no swell and no wind. I just feel like when we see those bigger conditions, we just see the guys who have actually put the time in the harder stuff kind of rise. And Sunday looks pretty good through the middle of the day. We're getting some green, which is always the colour you want to see on the swell chart. So I feel like, yeah, Sunday, if you can make it to Sunday, finals day, you'll definitely be rewarded.
Yeah, some onshore conditions, that's no problem for these competitors. We've already seen what they can do in offshore surf. They can take flight, so you know they get a little bit of wind to fly into. They're going to launch big time.
I hope so. I would love to see more people take to the air. It makes for such good content. And you know what? A lot of the girls actually have an air game too, especially in the Asian region. So I'd love to see that come out of the girls. And I'm hoping this wind kind of draws it out of them. And you and I will be sitting here going, what just happened?
Oh, I hope so. That'd be good. Well, we know the call will be made at 10 a.m. Jess, thanks for joining us this morning. For the rest of you, don't go anywhere. Very special guest coming in after the break to talk about a couple of victories he's had here in Newcastle.
It's in all of us. That craving to feel new again. To see something new that will blow our minds. Or meet someone new who will change it. New South Wales. A place to feel free, to feel alive, and most of all, to feel new again.
Maddie's last night's sleep was spent trying to look up relaxing wave sounds. Tonight's actual wave sounds.
Holidays, Ironman, outdoors, Ironman, whoa, Uber, suspension, lights, roof rack, camping equipment, recovery gear, under Ironman Maitland, and 100 Ironman. I can't do two things at once, I know.
Wait!
Effortlessly refreshing. Byron Bay Brewery Premium Lager. Go with it.
I can remember the final I won against Tom Curran. I mean, it's a long story, you got time. I was in Western Australia getting caught in a lightning storm, would you believe? And then we got back and I heard a kid got struck by lightning right on the beach at Main Beach. Ended up in hospital, he made it. He's still alive today, I believe. I ended up winning the contest and I was like, this is super weird. But in the final, it was even weirder because I had Tom Curran. It was really nice, 4-foot glassy peaks. I had 2 scores and after 5 minutes, a southerly buster came through and shredded it to ribbons. He would not even be able to get a 2. I had a 7 and an 8. And I was like, I already had chicken skin. And I get chicken skin talking about it. And I was like, it's that kid. The hospital was right behind the contest area, would you believe? I went up and visited the kid. And it was super radical. It was one of the most radical things that's ever happened in my life.
Scratching the Surfest with Mark Coccolupo, and I've been enjoying those pieces. Jess had a chat with the crew as well. There's some highlights there, but a memorable win in your career and early in the piece too, but against your ultimate rival Tom Curran. That's how you want to do it. Tactically, you're on point that day.
Yeah, it was just such a weird time. I mean, a lot of people probably wouldn't believe that story, but I was speaking to the beach marshal about it yesterday, and and he remembers it. The contest director remembers it. The beach marshal, has been here for 40 years, 40, and that's just about how long I've been coming here. Hate to show my age, but it was unbelievable. It started in Western Australia. The whole thing. Remember Wayne Murphy, Mole Man?
Yeah.
He was from West Oz, and he was teaching me a form of Tai Chi actually called Qi Kung. Stances of Tai Chi, not the actual movement. Just trying to strengthen my legs, and I still practice that to this day, and I even do some movement now, but I love Tai Chi, and so it was a real spiritual. Rottnest is a spiritual place. Some heavy stuff has happened there. We're not going to go into that, so it was a true story. I was stuck in lightning, and I reckon it was exactly the same time that the kid got struck by lightning. The beach marshal was saying yesterday, and other people have told me that story, it was a pretty clear day. There was one cloud in the sky, and it was Pierre Tosti. Remember him?
Yeah.
He was competing at the time. He was from South Africa. He became a photographer after that, Pierre. And anyway, the kid went up to Pierre, said, "Good luck in your heat. Just don't beat any Aussies." And then right when that happened, the lightning came and struck him, or actually struck the metal bar next to them on the main beach of Newcastle, which threw I don't know if he was holding the bar or not, but it threw him in the air. They had to revive him a few times.
Wow.
And he made it. Apparently the lightning, it went through his shoes. He had shoes on. Probably it was a good thing he had rubber shoes. I'm not an expert on lightning, but he got struck and he made it. And I went to visit him in hospital after the final. And it was
How was that?
It was weird. His arms were actually still kind of going up and down because he had electricity in him still.
Wow.
And you know what happened? And you can laugh now because he's still alive. He got hit by a bus 2 weeks later.
Oh my God.
You're not laughing. And I mean...
No, I was going to say.
True story. The beach marshal told me. He's still alive right now.
So
I want to meet him.
Well, he and Pierre both suffered some unfortunate luck because I believe Pierre Tosti's been struck by lightning twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been close, but I mean, it happens in Australia a fair bit. We have a lot of lightning storms, and we've had some massive ones on the Gold Coast lately, but yeah.
Anyway, thank God he's okay. But the real story was you getting the win.
Yeah.
And overcoming Tom Curran. And you kind of touched on it the other day. The morning of the final, everything was looking pretty nice. You progressed through to the final. You're on the phone to a mate from home in Cronulla, and he's rung you and given you a hot tip.
Yeah. No mobile phones back then, but it was a call through the landline reception. You've got a call. And I was like, you know what, Ock? It's howling southerly here right now. It's got to come through in the final. And I'm like, really? How can you time it that well? He's like, well, I'm guessing it's going to come through in the final and just get a quick start. And that's exactly what I did.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Obviously, that will put a special spot in your heart for a location like this. And there's been plenty of them. You got yourself another win, but there was also, after that, I just wanted to talk about it a bit. Warren's always had these sort of extracurricular sort of activities that he plans around the events, and he's done a few with world champions in the past, and we had a great year. I think it was probably around 2005, 2006, where all the world champs were invited here, and you were all in the one place at the one time, all the world champs at the time, that is. And we can't do that anymore, obviously, because we've lost a few greats.
Yeah, we have. And Warren Smith got everyone together that year, and it was incredible. I don't know how he did it, but we had that expression session. Feels like there was about 20,000 people on the beach.
Oh, there was.
There was, yeah.
For sure, it was huge.
It was so fun being out there. The waves were good, and just to see everyone, it was a real special time.
It was. We talk a lot about the win in '86, obviously for just how awesome the story is and how you got the edge on Tom Curran, who you traded wins with plenty of times. But 98 was a big one for you, and we actually have some vision from that event. But it was, over there at Newcastle Beach again, but it was also a real stepping stone contest for you, a confidence-building victory that, led to a win at Bells. It led to ultimately a world title.
It did, actually. It really, that was when I was starting to get on a roll. You'd have to think, what year was this, Ronnie?
This is 98.
That was a paddle and a miss.
Oh, how good are
I've
the
done
graphics?
that. How are the graphics back then?
I love that. Look at your career earnings back then.
And I wonder what size board I'm riding, and let's see if this surfing kind of measures up. I don't think so. You can't say that was a good turn.
No, this measures up for sure. Look at the waves. It's,
the waves aren't
garbage.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's onshore, kind of like it is today, but this is Main Beach. But
looks like a Dahlberg to me.
Definitely a Rod Dahlberg, and I've never seen. I don't even think I've seen this, so I'm interested to look at it.
Look how fit you are back here too, 98. This is you just getting back to peak fitness level and really, as we said, starting to get back onto the podium.
Yeah, this was, after a whole lot of free surfing, I put on a lot of weight, and and this, couldn't they really not show this? Anyway, yeah.
This is Trailways as well, but here's a better wave. This one's got a bit of a section on it.
Yeah.
So a couple of nice rips here. But I love it. I love those boards. How's that finish? I mean, that's timeless. That still scores.
Thank you. 4.5.
Hey, there's been plenty of those this week.
There has.
But it was cool to see you out at this location on a couple of OK waves the other day, and it was awesome to see. Look at this, getting some vision. Beautiful read.
We've been surfing this break the last few afternoons. I can say it now because the locals won't care. It's over now. It's howling southerly, but it's been pumping out there. We've surfed it. It's been 4 to 6 feet and going from behind the rock all the way down the beach. And you surfed out there with me yesterday. Now, I have 3 surfs out there. Last night was my last surf. It wasn't as good. Ronnie, you didn't miss too much, but the 2 afternoons, before that was pumping Newcastle. As good as I've seen that bank.
Oh, this was a 9.
This wave, really?
Yeah.
That's just 1 point away from.
So it must have been pretty difficult conditions at the time.
But, what
do you remember about this event? Do you remember who you beat in the final?
I don't actually.
No, 2nd and 3rd.
I don't, but the thing is, you got to realise that they used to zoom in so tight that you couldn't really see what was going on. But if you get a wide angle, it was a jumbly mess out there. There's no doubt about it. But that win really helped the whole the comeback. That was the start of my role, but enough of the footage. Come on, boys.
How cool. I mean, unbelievable images that we've seen. Obviously, the retro surf vision's special, but I remember like some of those moments celebrating those victories, especially those ones through 98 right up until through to your world title the following year. The elation, there's often shots of winners and they look thrilled, but your story, your comeback was so big that when you're celebrating your wins, probably Bells in particular, your first CT win after a while, just the raw emotion and the tears in your eyes, they're really special wins, those ones on the comeback trail.
Yeah, there was a lot that had happened and a lot of emotion. I lost my father before that. I wanted to win a contest to dedicate it to him. I did that at Bells, but even just the hiatus that I had and the weight that I put on and everything, so I just had a lot going on. I mean, the shot, a favourite shot of me is not even surfing. It's at Chopu after I won, and I took my rashie off, and it's pouring rain, and I'm just like, I know
the shot.
You know the shot?
Yeah.
And, yes, a lot had happened on that break.
Must be awesome to return to these locations. I mean, I've been lucky enough to travel to Bells and call heats with you down there since that victory. But to come back to a place like Newcastle, what's that mean to you?
It's just, it's so good. You know, I drove down this time and I was really feeling it, even though I was leaving good waves. And I just wanted to come. You know, I've been hanging out with a really good friend, Simon Robinson, and we had dinner last night, watched the Broncos win. How good was that? And Dean Mariner, you know, my stepdaughter's partner, sorry.
Yeah.
He scored the first try.
That's awesome.
First try and the last try, and he played fantastic. But just to catch up with Simon Robinson and Hoyo, yourself and Warren Smith, it's so good to be here. Everyone, you know, just to go through these old stories and like even just see the beach marshal. And I had to ask him, I was like, how long have you been doing this? He's like, 40 years. And it's been a long time, and I still feel so good. And it's weird, you know, my mates used to tell me, you know, you don't feel any different when you're older. And I was like, but you look a lot different.
You actually don't look that different.
Oh, no.
But, mate, I did want to say it's special to have you back here in Newcastle.
Thank you.
I love talking about those big moments for you. Another big moment, this event, and I've seen it at a few contests now. I know it's nerve-wracking for you, but it's special to see your boy competing at this level and kind of carrying on that legacy. And Jay's ripping, so you must be really proud of him.
Yeah, I'm really proud of him. That was a tough heat yesterday. It was a pity that Jay didn't get a chance to launch because he's got big airs too. Didn't get the section, so he was upset about that. He wasn't super upset though, like he's been, I think, Evoker and the one before, like he gets very emotional, but he's starting to manage that. He learned a lot from that heat yesterday, and he'll be off to Indo, you know, in a few months' time. He'll train. He'll celebrate his 21st birthday, though, next week.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
But, mate, you know what? I think for a lot of the competitors here, they can hold their heads high, and Jay in particular, if you can get to the major final QS event of this region and you've got a shot with a big result of cracking the top end of the ranks, then you've had a pretty good year because it is so stacked. You've talked about the depth. You see a lot of these events. We're going to see it again here. We're going to see exceptional surfing. It's looking pretty good for the Asian and Australia-Oceania region this year for the talent. I think we'll be well represented on the Challenger Series as well. But yeah, definitely
really
wanted
to
say it's awesome watching Jay surf.
Yeah, no, it's nerve-wracking, but it's so good. You know, I'm really proud of him because, you know, surfing is a sport that everyone loves, you know, and my whole family does it, you know, like 9 kids, everyone surfs. But Jay, you know, he really wants to do what I did, and it's just so cool. My dad wanted me to do what he did. He was a civil engineer, and, well, that didn't happen.
I don't know. I reckon you might have some talent there too, Ock. But, mate, it's been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for shedding some light on those big moments for you here at Newcastle, and look forward to calling some more heats with you here.
Yeah, I can't wait till we're back on. I'm not too sure about today, but hopefully. And if not, it's going to be action-packed Saturday, Sunday.
It's going to be huge.
Get ready.
Most definitely. We're on hold until 10 a.m. Check back in then, and we'll see if we can get some heats underway.
Holidays, Ironman, outdoors, Ironman, whoa, Uber, suspension, lights, roof rack, camping equipment, recovery gear, Under Ironman, mate, and Under Ironman. I can't do 2 things at once, I know.
Back home, the Wilsons always use proper dinner etiquette. Out here, a stick will do just fine.
Effortlessly refreshing. Byron Bay Brewery Premium Lager. Go with it.
The racecourse is not just a place to watch the horses thunder. It brings generations together to share memories and experiences that are close to our hearts and runs in our veins. Newcastle Racecourse. Home is where the track is.
Welcome to Sydney. Upbeat. Downbeat. Feel races, open arms, a place to feel alive, to feel free. Come feel it all and feel new.
Holidays, Ironman, outdoors, Ironman, whoa, Uber, suspension, lights, roof race, camping equipment, recovery gear, under Ironman Maitland, and 100 Ironman. I can't do two things at once, either.
Looks completely free when he's out there competing and does his best surfing. Injury, he's come back from beautifully. The big win in Taiwan has got him sitting in number 1. And yeah, he's hopefully
To see something new that will blow our minds, or meet someone new who will change it. New South Wales. A place to feel free, to feel alive, and most of all, to feel new again.
Maddie's last night's sleep was spent trying to look up relaxing wave sounds. Tonight's actual wave sounds.
Holidays, Ironman, outdoors, Ironman, whoa, Uber, suspension, lights, roof rack, camping equipment, recovery gear, under Ironman Maitland, and under Ironman. I can't do two things at once.
Wait!
Effortlessly refreshing. Byron Bay Brewery Premium Lager. Go with it.
Holidays, Ironman, outdoors, Ironman, whoa, Uber, suspension, lights, roof rack, camping equipment, recovery gear, under Ironman Maitland, and under Ironman. I can't do two things at once.
Back home, the Wilsons always use proper dinner etiquette. Out here, the stick will do just fine.
Effortlessly refreshing. Byron Bay Brewery Premium Lager. Go with it.
The racecourse is not just a place to watch the horses thunder. It brings generations together to share memories and experiences that are close to our hearts and runs in our veins. Newcastle Racecourse. Home is where the track is.
Welcome to Sydney. Upbeat. Downbeat. Feel its heartbeat. Open spaces. Open arms. A place to feel alive. To feel free. Come feel it all and feel new.
Holidays, Ironman, outdoors, Ironman, whoa, Uber, suspension, lights, roof rack, camping equipment, recovery gear, under Ironman Maitland, and under Ironman. I can't do two things at once.